Okay, you are ready to start.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. I'd like to call the Reynolds School Project Building Committee to order. It is May 16th, 2024. It is 5:18 p.m. Lauren, could you do the roll call, please?
Chairman Woods,
Here.
Carol Duggan, Dave Nagel,
Here.
Brittany Carr,
Here.
Amy Parati,
Here.
Kim Rata,
Here.
and Jeremy Wetzel.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item is public participation, and I see we have nobody from the public attending. So the next item is take action on prior meeting minutes. We have one meeting, the meeting of May 2nd. Someone would like to approve that as written.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. And a second.
Second.
Second by Amy, I think I heard first.
Yep.
All those, any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passed. Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Jennifer, architect's update. With your multiple
Okay,
screens.
with my let's pick the right screen. Alrighty. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can see the
Yeah,
correct
you
one.
got the right one.
Good. Okay. Similar activity. We're just getting closer to the finish line, closer to resolution of outstanding items, and we're getting ready to do punch listing, which will happen. I know Rich and his team are working on that this week a bit, and Castle Blues is going to be out with our team next week to work on punch listing for this final phase. We did also review the potential change orders that you have on your agenda tonight. There were 4, and we recommend those for approval. And we also reviewed the application for payment for April. So that's also up for your approval this evening, but we do recommend that for approval. And that's about it. Are there any questions?
Anyone have any questions for Jennifer? No. Okay, Jennifer, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Eileen, owner's project manager update.
Good evening, everyone. So as Jennifer said, we are getting towards the finish line here. We had a move meeting today. We're going through our organization and logistics for moving back in and getting the furniture scheduled, the fence down, a bunch of logistics just to get the furniture in, and the last of technology, the phones, etc. The other thing is, well, we're excited towards the end of school that canopy front entrance work will begin 6/17. I know everyone's looking forward to that happening. And we'll just have our regular meetings. We'll have another OAC meeting next week. I did walk through the space on Tuesday, and it's looking good. The finishes are getting installed, so you'll see Rich will have some photos on that. But we're looking good, and we're getting towards that finish line.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone have questions?
Doesn't look that way, so we're gonna roll right into you again, financial update.
Okay, let me share the screen. All right. I apologize. I had a value issue right here. But anyway, we are closing up. We're still looking good on all the finances. We are close to substantially complete on most of the categories here. Commissioning agent, I just need to put in the other purchase order, but we're at the end here. We have like another 10,000 left. And a lot of these items we moved over into owner contingency to have some additional funds to get this canopy done. Moving and storage costs, we're right here at the end. We'll have some additional money. We may be able to move that over and use that. Other costs, we have left $2,400 there. We still have a good amount, a fair amount left in the stormwater turbidity, which is Freeman, their invoices. Some money left in legal fees here. The furniture and technology, we'll see these invoices probably, I would say August timeframe. So these will be outstanding. The furniture will start being installed on June the 3rd through the 7th, and then again on the 10th. All of the media center furniture isn't coming in until July, so those invoices will be later. And then the construction fees, we are most of the way through, and we are still doing well with owner contingency. We have 716. The change orders that we have that are in there for the canopy will knock this down to just below 500. Does anyone have any current questions?
Anyone? So we're gonna approve it in a little bit, but while Eileen brought it up, the canopy is back on here again. While we approved the canopy to move forward, we never actually moved the money from our contingency account into a pay item account. So that's all this motion that we'll have later on is gonna do. There's a final amount. I think it's 216,000 and change. So while it looks that we're a little bit heavy in our owner's contingency, which is a nice thing to see, but it's unrealistic. It's $200,000 less than that, 216. So there's just under $500,000 left in that account, which is still pretty good. And we're at pretty much at the tail end of the project. There'll be a couple surprises, but no big surprises, I'm hoping. Moving on. Anything else from anyone? All right, thank you, Eileen.
Thank you.
Rich, construction managers update.
Okay. Yep. Just like Eileen and Jennifer had both said, we are wrapping up with the finishes in this phase 5 area. So the final cleaners are in there this week. They'll be back in there tomorrow. So they're going to be waxing the floors. They've done a lot of the hard surfaces, wipe downs already. As far as any dust on top of the counters, countertops, inside the drawers and whatnot. So they are working through that. The painter is also on site doing any sort of touch-up paints, dings that he needs to repair at the end of the project here is everyone's moving all their stuff off site. So first photo here is in the art room. So this is down in E-wing, closest to the phase 4 work. You can actually still see our barrier wall through the doorway there. So we're working our way out of here right now. Cleaners, like I said, have been on site this week, and then the final touches with the paint occurring as well. Doors and hardware are being installed as well. We did have a life safety inspection on Monday this week with the fire marshal. He did test the fire alarm, so that is in good shape. We are going to have another test over the summer once the barrier walls are completely down and make sure all the strobes are in sync and everything functions properly. Now that it'll be a full complete system. So we are working towards that. We are in good shape as far as any of the inspections go with the building officials. We do have a lot of the like I said, a lot of the finishes going on. So what you see here is the floor protection down, is the rolled paper. So the finished floor is under there. It was typical of that in all the classrooms. And the cleaners go through and remove that before they do their final cleans on the floors. Again, in the corridor, tack boards do have their protections up right now. Doors are beginning to swing, and the floor protection is on as well over the flooring and the casework that you see in the corridor, and the last bits of tools, job boxes, ladders, and finishes that are coming out. And then the last few access points that we have in the ceiling pads are already cut for anything. And anytime trades are accessing above, they just have to remove the pad and put it back in. So again, all the lights are on, all the systems are functional at this point, and the above ceiling inspections had previously passed with the building official. Moving on into the restrooms, all the partitions are up, all the accessories are in place, mirrors are in place. Final touches are going on earlier this week, being the lab guard installation pieces underneath the sink, and everything has been in good shape there. See, the flooring protection has been removed in the bathrooms as the flooring has been cleaned, and the final cleaners have gone through these spaces already. And that's when we lock out as many of the trades as possible from getting back in, unless it's necessary work, to keep everything clean for the turnover. Inside the media center, this is sort of the last piece that was getting put together. The TV mount is hung, so the owner's televisions can be mounted. That's typical as what we had done in all the classrooms before. We did have a change to the details a little bit here at the owner's request for adding this hung TV from the ceiling. So that work is complete as well. There are Tectum panels that we worked out the final details with Jennifer earlier this week for the layout in the media center. So those are actually on the left side here where the recessed lights, or the pendant lights, need to be hung in coordination with those Tectum panels. So that work is occurring today. They got all the hangers up, and then they'll be back tomorrow and finish that Tectum. What you see in the middle of the picture, wrapped in cardboard, there is the millwork desk. So obviously, again, protections on there, making sure nothing gets dinged or damaged in the final phases here of construction. So other little pieces of finished work going on. The window shades got installed this week. The clocks were all installed. Thermostats are running. The testing and balancing was going on as far as the air balancing for the air handling units was occurring as well. Typical classrooms are the floor protections have been removed. They're mopping the floors today. They'll be back in tomorrow, waxing the floors. Again, hard surfaces. They've already wiped down all of the casework, any of the whiteboards, tack boards, and whatnot in the rooms. So continuing just the last bits of cleanup through the classroom spaces here. Pretty typical of what we've had before. Getting ready for owner furniture and owner technology to come in. The barrier wall right now is scheduled to come down on June 8th, Saturday, June 8th. That'll be the week after the furniture is delivered and set up. That's been coordinated with the principal for the school security reasons. So we'll be having KBA and CSG can be coordinating their deliveries of their furniture back through the doors in the construction area away from the students. We're also coordinating for taking down the fence, which is scheduled for Monday. It's coming Monday the 20th. So the principal's aware of that as well, to coordinate an indoor recess so we can get that area back opened up, sweep any of the dust, and get that area temporarily turned back over for that last week or so of school before the kids get out. So we do have obviously additional site work going on over the summer. This canopy work is the mobilization work. Will be beginning as soon as students leave on Friday the 14th. We'll be in there on the 17th in front of the school, getting the canopy work going and finishing up any landscapes and hardscapes that we have left. So that'll be about 3 more months from today until we are wrapping everything up. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Rich? If not, Rachel, let's move right on to the action on the potential change orders. Which I think we have 4, right? Yeah.
So, yep, there's actually 238, PCO 238 was the canopy. So as David mentioned before, that was previously approved at a not to exceed amount of 220,000. So we did just finalize the numbers with KBA, making sure everything is in there. What we're buying in that change is all per spec. So we did come in with that number at 216, slightly under the not to exceed number. There was a last minute add to this PCO list, which was PCO 245, roofing membrane details. That's a transition between the lower roof on the E-wing going up near the art room onto the last phase roof. There's existing weeps in the masonry, so the 8-inch flashing on the roof could not terminate up the roof, up the wall without catching water from those masonry weeps. So to fix that, the membranes being extended up higher and lapping onto the upper roof. So that was a detail that we did work out with KBA's in-house roofing person for the details out there based on a site review meeting. PCO 256 was for ASI 71. The school entry sign was revised, so it does match the standard now for the rest of the district. So they are coordinating that based on an existing sign in the town, basing all their dimensions on that work and their revised shop drawings. So there was some changes there from the contract details for the entry sign, which I think is scheduled for this summer's work as part of the finished landscape. PCO 257 is for RFI 286. We had previously had a change order on this for the steel at the window heads. The window heads and the door jambs details did not match the site conditions based on what was provided in those as-built from the 2000 edition. So the mason had to do additional infill at the jambs for the doors. That was done, and we did that on our fire response. So that work was done on ticket and is being presented here. And then PCO 259 is for a back charge to the roofing contractor. He damaged a security camera on the side of the building when he was offloading debris, and we needed to replace that. Any questions?
Don't see anybody's hand waving. So I understand a motion that we approve PCO 238, 245, 256, 257, and 259 in the amount of $222,042. Someone would like to make that motion?
Make the motion.
Thank you, Carol. And a
Second.
Second by Amy, thank you.
Sense.
And Amy Jr., or whoever that is in the background.
Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, she's yes. She seconds.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, now take action on invoices. Eileen.
All right, I'm just sharing my screen here. All right. Let me make this a little bigger. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 invoices. IES, which is the commissioning agent for 540. These are services through March 31st. Then we have the 3 Meyer monthly invoices for tables, books, and boxes. SNEAT, this was approved in the 5-2 meeting, the 560, which was added to the original purchase order for 1,400. So we have that invoice and then our CSG invoice for 10,028.25 services through March. And if anyone wants to see. This is this neat invoice. And CSG. All right, so the total for the invoices this month is $11,934.65. Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
So I would entertain a motion. We approve the invoices for IES, 3 for Meyer, 1 for SNEAT, and 1 for CGS, which is their monthly rec, in a total amount of $11,934.65.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Thank you.
Kim got you beat. Dave, you can second it.
Sure, why not?
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Any other business pertinent to the committee? I believe we have Newfields, right? Isn't that where this is? Yep. So it's Newfields payment app 24. And it is in the amount of $1,183,258.08 or 6 cents. Yeah. I think it's at 8.
It's 8. Yeah.
8. Okay. So $1,183,258.08. So would someone like to move that?
So moved.
Thank you, Jeremy. And a second?
Second.
Who was the first? Brittany was the first. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Now, before we get off of this, this will be our last meeting that we will have 2 a month. So now our next meeting will not be until June 20th. It will still stick with a third Thursday, so hopefully it doesn't mess people up, but I don't think there's any reason for us to meet on the first and the third. The third is enough. I've got the ability to do anything that's under $25,000. And again, if there's something that comes up, I'll get in touch with everybody and, we'll have to schedule a special meeting at that point. Or I suppose we could go back to, because they're already posted on the calendar. We could have a meeting, on the first Thursday of the month. I'll work that out with, Lauren and how we do it. But, maybe we will just continue to cancel them for a couple of months and see how it goes. The first one. Then it goes back to public participation, which I think we have still none. But I'll check. Oop. And we don't. Any comments by members? Quiet crowd. Who'd like to make the motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Carol. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank everyone.
Have a good evening.